welcome back. Today's video, we are looking at makeup that I think is underrated in the community, whether I just don't hear them talked about very much or I don't think they get enough love. I've tried to exclude products that I talk about pretty consistently on here, such as the Ulta concealer, the Colourpop lip liners, you know. Those I think are completely underrated, but I talk about them so much that I feel like I need to expand into my other products that I have and maybe show some stuff in my collection that I don't think is shown a lot, but I feel like needs to be shown. So if you're interested, keep watching, like, subscribe, and comment for engagement, and let's get started. So I'm gonna start with my palettes first. Honestly, I think a lot of my palettes were like very hyped during their time, very promoted, very looked at, things like that. But I feel like these two, I just didn't see a lot. I didn't see a lot of hype around it. I didn't see anyone talking about it. I saw the brand promote it, obviously, but I didn't see much past that. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the Viseart Professional Makeup Petite 4 in Isolde. And first off, I don't hear Viseart talked about a lot, which is kind of sad because I had never tried their formula, and that's on my part, but I think they have such a beautiful formula. It is smooth. It glides on very well. I feel like it is easily blendable. Like, I feel like this is, even though it says professional on the palette, it is very much friendly to users. It is definitely not something you have to fight or struggle with. It is something that you can use, and it is so easy to use. Of course, this is a quad, so quads are kind of easier, in my opinion, to find in a look. But this one, I think, really is just a great neutral palette. I didn't see a lot of people talk about it. The pictures were kind of misleading. I thought this was going to be pinkier than it actually is, but the formula is just beautiful on the eyes, and I have created some beautiful eye looks with this. Just playing around with the 4 colors, and like, look at that. That is just so beautiful in colors, especially for someone who just wants a nude collection. I feel like people don't talk about Viseart and how easy it is to use compared to maybe some other brands. Now, there's definitely other brands that are great and easy to use, but this is the one I feel like no one talks about. Or maybe it's just my side of the internet, but these deserve some love, especially the quads. The Viseart ones just deserve some love, and especially this one if you are looking for something neutral, but they do have some colors in their collection. Just this one caught my eye for the wrong reasons, but it paid out in the end, so not mad. So this little quad, if you're looking for something easy, look at Viseart. They are a little pricey because they are a professional brand. They promote themselves as a professional brand, but you know, if you're gonna use this every day, you're gonna get your use out of it. Girl math, 25 times and you've paid it off. For the quality you're getting, I'm not mad about spending the money I did on this. So Viseart over there. And then I have one other palette that I feel like was underlooked and underrated, and I feel like people didn't give it a chance because of, I don't know, the time period. I only saw like 1 or 2 people reviewed this palette, and I think it's great quality. And that is the One Size palette. This is just their eyeshadow. This is Patrick Star Visionary palette, and this is what it looks like. Very neutral with a pop of blue. It's got some green in there, but for the most part, you're gonna get neutral looks out of this. Maybe a blue look, maybe a green look, but very, very neutral. Am I right? But the formula is great. It's pigmented, goes on very well. Like, you're gonna get a nice neutral look from it pretty much every time. I have never had an issue trying to figure out what to do with this palette. Like, I don't look at it and go, what do I do? Because there's some palettes out there that you make only a certain amount of looks and you don't know what to do with it past that. But there's so much to do with this. Like, it has all the neutral color, like a bunch of neutral colors you could use and want. It's got those pops of color for when you want to like travel outside of neutral and play with that. The packaging is very unique. Like, I get why. So this has an edge right here and it has an edge right here. It's not a perfect square, almost rectangle. This is a shape, rectangle. It's got an edge, so it's easier to open, especially for people who have longer nails. At least that's what I was promoted. But it just makes it easier to open. And it's got such a big mirror. Like, there's my ring light, say hey. But it's got such a big mirror to look at. So like when you're looking at it, it's almost as big as like the mirror I have right here to play with. I think it's a great palette. I think it was well constructed. I think the colors are good. I don't know why this wasn't promoted as much as it was. Maybe everyone was focused on that stupid like makeup removing spray. But this was the star of the show in my opinion. And I'm kind of sad that no one gave it the love it deserved. So One Size Visionary palette. I know Sephora puts it on sale a lot, but I'm wondering if it's still like available. That would be a good thing to figure out. But he's put out a few eyeshadow palettes after this, especially the Wicked collection, the Mickey Mouse collection, things like that. Just look for the eyeshadows. If he kept the same formula in this, from this, on those, I don't think you're gonna go wrong. So look for the color story you want, but I think this is slept on. I think people need to know this is actually pretty good. I mean, a lot of his stuff is pretty good, but like that is one of my favorites in my collection, besides his blush palettes and his setting spray. But even then, I would still recommend this palette over most of my One Size products because I think this is so good, and this used to be just a staple in my collection when I used to go to work. Like when I used to go into an office for work. This is what I used to wear. And it looked so good every time. All right, some eyeliners. So these I think I don't hear anyone talk about, and I think are great because these Maybelline Tattoo Studio liners, they're the gel ones with a sharpenable crayon. I have 3 of them. One of them is in use right now, back there. I need it for something else. So I brought my black and my white, but I also have a brown one. I was so excited when this one came out that I got this one. It is so pigmented. Like in the waterline, you are not gonna have an issue with color. Like this is going to stand out and it barely moves. Like, of course, like in this corner and this corner, I always have problems with the eyeliner because that's where my eyes water the most. But for the most part, this stays. And this stays and it is pigmented. Like you are going to see the color in your waterline. And I know for Halloween, they put out like a bunch of wild colors, but they still have a good range of colors. I have them in my neutrals just because that is what I use the most, but I think you can get it in blue, green, other colors. But these I think are so pretty in the waterline. They are sharpenable, so you can sharpen them to your desired pointiness. They are in gel, which I like. And I can't stop talking about how pigmented. Like these are really gonna show up in your waterline and it's not gonna budge real easily. Like I love the Colourpop ones because they come in such an array of colors, but sometimes they start to degrade throughout the day. This one barely moves. Like I may have to touch up in the corners, but other than that, they are here to stay. And I think they need a little bit more love if you were looking for like a neutral gel pencil to to go in your waterline, or if you do your eyeliner that way, I think these are a pretty good buy. I don't think you'll be disappointed from the drugstore. These I have a lot of. These I have a lot of. And that is the Kaleidos Lip Clays. I have a few. I have Mercury Wave, which is this like gray purple. I have Bear, which is like a pinky nude. This one has lost its sticker, but it's a black color. This one is Pink Moon. It's a darker pink. And this is Dune, which is like a peachy beige. And I love these. First off, the packaging is adorable. Like, look at those colors. Like, they are just like stunning on there. And then the little stars at the bottom and the doe foot. I feel like the doe foot is perfect. It picks up enough product. It's a good shape. And then the formula. I like the lip clays because they feel like a mousse on your lips. I don't feel like my lips dry out as fast, which is nice. And I feel like they give such a great opacity. I've loved these for a while. I want new colors. I don't know why I keep waiting, but I keep waiting to pull the trigger on the new colors. Probably because it takes forever with shipping, just because they are in Asia. They are in Asia, so it does take a little longer for them to get here, and I am very impatient. But I love these. These are such a great texture, and I don't think you can go wrong with these because they have so many colors. Like I said, I have a black, but then I also have like pinky nudes and gray purples and peachy beige. Like, I have so many colors, and they have so many more colors on the site. And they came out with some cool toned ones, and the cool toned ones are the ones I am looking at so freaking hard. It's killing me. Not really, but hang with me here. I like these a lot. I think they're comfortable. They are in that range of like Asian beauty with the mousse, but I think these are just a great lipstick formula, especially, I guess, mousse lipsticks. Because I don't want to call them liquid because they're not really liquidy. They're definitely like a moussey texture. Like that's definitely not like liquid lipsticky. Like that texture right there. But I love these so much. That's why I have 50 million colors, and I think this one gets the most love because this color's Dune. This color just like came out of nowhere for me and is such a great nude. And because I thought I was gonna love the pinks, but this peachy one is so great. I feel like the new colors were not talked about enough. Like, cause of course this got some love when it first came out, especially in the indie community, but I feel like they didn't get a lot of love with their newer collections. So I just wanted to make sure that these just reminded people that these still exist, and if you don't like the traditional liquid lipstick formula, this is a great alternative. Next, Makeup by Mario. Everyone talks about the palettes, everyone talks about the blushes, everyone talks about the bronzer, the skin beautifiers, whatever. But no one talks about the liquid, of course it's liquid, the lip gloss. I think the lip glosses are like not very sticky. They're very pretty. They glide on well. Like, there's definitely some tack to it, but I don't think it's the stickiest gloss I have ever put on me. They are so shiny. They have glitter particles in at least the one I own, but it doesn't come off. So this is embarrassing. My camera shut off while I was filming. Well, as you can see, it's a new day, new makeup. Things got a little busy and I had to pause and go back and, you know, look at where I stopped. I was talking about the Mario gloss last time I checked, but I'll just wrap it up with, I think this is a great gloss. I don't think it's super sticky. I think it's very pretty on the lips, and I don't feel like enough people talk about the Makeup by Mario lip gloss. Yeah, so definitely on with this one. The next one I'm gonna kind of put into one category, and that is the stick formulas from Colourpop. So I specifically have the bronze stick, there we go. The bronze stick from Colourpop and Laguna Beach. I don't know why I did that, because now I'm gonna open it up and show y'all the color. I actually really love this bronzer, and it looks a little dark for me at first, but it actually blends in really well. Like, it's not so like pigmented that it's not gonna blend in. And then I have the blush stick in Mini Me, which I think is just a beautiful color. And so these, very summery, I feel like, but they're definitely some great bronzer and blushes because they are creamy. They go on the skin really well. They blend out as well as you want them to. So like I said, this bronzer stick looks a little dark, but it blends in really well with the skin to the point that I feel like it's not crazy on my face. Like, I'm not sitting there going, oh my gosh, this is way too dark for me. This could get problematic real quickly. But it has such a smooth formula. I enjoy it as a bronzer because it's not too warm. It's not like a reddish warm. It's definitely got a little yellow in it, but I like the formula. I like how creamy, I like how it blends, and I like the color. Now, blush stick, same thing. It's creamy. It goes on the skin really well. Even with powder, I can still see it. And I feel like it gives this like natural, pretty, like flush to the cheeks without going like super wild with pigment, because it'll come off pigmented, don't get me wrong. Once you blend it out and you put powder on, it definitely like still shines, but it's not as bold as when you first put it on. And it is a cream product, so it is going to kind of dim a little, but I think these blush stick formulas, stick formulas are really great from Colourpop. I don't see a lot of people talking about them. I have heard really good things about the highlighters, and I might want to try one out, but for the bronzer and the blush, I give this like a big check mark in my book, and no one talks about them. No one talks about these stick formulas. I feel like everyone talks about Colourpop's like collections. Like the Stranger Thing collection is coming out today. As I am filming, it is coming out today, and everyone's super excited for that, but no one talks about the main products of Colourpop. Now, some of the mainstays of Colourpop are not great, but this formula is. If you're looking for a good blush bronzer formula, this one is great. And then another bronzer blush duo that I like is from this company called Belle. So my sister got them from Germany, and I love this blush. This blush is so freaking pretty, especially for summer. And I wore it actually quite a bit in the summer on my no makeup days. And it was so freaking pretty. Just like, like look at that color. Like perfect for summer. And then the bronzer. So the bronzer from the packaging I thought was gonna be a lot cool tone, but it's definitely got like a little bit of yellow to it. It's definitely more of a bronze color than it is like a contour color. But this is what they both look like. And oh, they are so pretty for liquid products. They definitely give like a halo of color after you powder. The creams are very easy, the liquids are very easy to blend into the skin. And I don't know if my German people talk about this brand, or if any of my European friends talk about these brands, but this brand in particular, these Belle ones are great. I wish Belle made more blush colors, because she had gotten this one for me and I loved it. And then I was like, oh, do they have any more blush colors? And they didn't have any more blush colors, but they had bronzers. And so she picked me up a bronzer. And I'm normally not a bronzer girl, which is actually really surprising why I'm talking about 2 bronzers in this instead of contour. Look at me, I'm growing. But these 2 products are great, and I love the colors. I love the formula. I wish they'd make more colors, but I wish people would talk about these more, especially European drugstore brands. I feel like we should talk about these more. We are missing out on good makeup because they're not like your Elfs or your Colourpops. Definitely need to give these a try, especially my European friends. I wish they made more colors though. Like if these 2 are the only colors, we need more colors. We can't just have these 2 colors. I want everyone to be able to try them. If they work for me, they're not gonna work for everyone. All right, next we're gonna go into some high end, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter. I have mine in Moonlit Glow. Very pretty, very like shiny on the skin. I love this one because it's definitely not super glittery, but it's got this like beautiful, healthy glow to it. And that's what I love about it, especially for my no makeup days, or my days where, you know, just I'm not looking for a blinding highlighter. I'm looking for something soft. This is what I go to. This came out with the Rare Beauty highlighters. I remember this coming out around the same time as the Rare Beauty highlighters, and everyone chose the Rare Beauty highlighters because they're super bold, super like metallic, super in your face. And everyone left these behind. I like this better. I own both, and I reach for this one more than I reach for my Rare Beauty because this one goes with more. It's definitely a pretty look. It's not metallic looking like the Rare Beauty ones. I love Rare Beauty, do not get me wrong. I like that highlighter, but I like this one more. And if you are looking for something that is a little calmed down to the Rare Beauty highlighters, this one is it. This one is pricier, but they do come with refillables. So you can pop this little thing out and keep the case and just buy refills on the Charlotte Tilbury website. But I definitely love this one a little bit more than the Rare Beauty, and I don't think it got its laurels when it came out. I get it, it's expensive, and that definitely can alter opinions. But this is just, it's a good highlighter, and I'm sad that it didn't get its spot in the light before it just faded into the background. These are beautiful, and I would recommend if you're looking for something like glowy, not glittery, this is the one. Another highlighter that I feel like no one talks about that should be talked about, that makes me so upset because I am upset that I didn't realize these were good, and they are so freaking good. And they just came out with a new one. This is the Shiseido Inner Glow Cheek Powders. And so I have mine in Inner Light, which is this color. And you're thinking, oh, that looks a little dark. How does that work on your skin? This is what it looks like. It's just very glowy. Like it almost blends into my skin. Like this color does not, trust me, I saw this color too and was like, oh God, that is going to show up on my face. Let's buy it anyways. And I bought it at a TJ Maxx. It was on sale and I was like, oh, let's get it. Let's see how it goes. This is such a beautiful highlighter. It is so smooth. It is not, it doesn't pick up on my texture. It is very glowy, not glittery. It is so freaking pretty and no one talks about them. I don't think I've ever heard a person talk about the Shiseido highlighters. No one. And these are just so beautiful, like so beautiful. And I recently bought the new one. They had a collaboration with someone named Hunter. Good for you, Hunter. I do not know who you are, but congratulations on the collaboration. But they came out with another highlighter. So first off, look at this packaging. I don't think, like, Shiseido comes out usually with very like slim, sleek packaging, but this was so cool. I think Hunter's an artist. Good for Hunter. And then this is the embossing of the highlighter. It is so freaking pretty, and it's this pink color. This one is a little bit, it has a little bit more glitter because it is supposed to be a duochrome. I don't see the duochrome in it, but I think it is so pretty on the skin. I feel like it looks so glowy comparatively to some of my other highlighters, even though it is a little glittery, more glittery than the Inner Glow, because this is the Aura Dew Illuminator. So there might be a difference in formula in these two. But the highlighters are so freaking pretty. And I hear about the skincare, I hear about the sunscreen, but no one talks about the makeup. And I think they might actually make some pretty good makeup. I would actually like to try more makeup from Shiseido because these highlighters have been so freaking pretty, so freaking amazing. Like, I wore it the other week, this one the other week. Oh, chef's kiss, beautiful, wonderful, amazing, gorgeous, spectacular. Like, love these. Like, I love the Charlotte Tilbury one, but I also really love these. And I don't think anyone talks about them. And if you do, good on you, because these are a good formula. And I feel like people need to be more aware. And then my final item is the Winky Luxe Cheek Rose Highlighter. And if I still had the blush, I would also recommend the blush. Because first off, look at this packaging. Super adorable. Not great for, you know, storage, but it's super cute. This is what the highlighter looks like. And first off, I used to see that people would, you know, get scared that it would fall apart. First off, I just stuck my whole fat finger in that thing and swatched it. No problems. No problems at all. See? Still a rose. It is very sturdy. Like, the formula holds up very well with its mold. Like, I don't know how they did that, but good on you. Like, this is such a beautiful little highlighter. It's got, this does have sparkle. So if you're not a huge fan into sparkle, definitely not that. I think this blends well. You do need a cream kind of brush to get stuff off of it. I would not recommend something like fluffy like this where, you know, it doesn't have a little bit of sturdiness. I definitely would recommend the Singe Beauty brush for the highlighters. That has a little bit more sturdiness to it, and I think you can get a little bit more out of the highlighter, but it's sturdy. I think the highlighter looks very pretty, and it just goes on my cheeks really well. I feel like it blends out into a nice highlight. I'm not wearing this one today. I'm actually wearing the Shiseido one. Like, look at that. Beautiful glow. But I definitely like this one as well. It definitely is more of a novelty piece, but I think people just like discount it as a novelty piece. Do I think it's expensive for the price? A little bit. 20 bucks for this feels a little much, but I don't think you're gonna be disappointed if you buy it. No one talks about Winky Luxe anymore, unless they're doing something weird like those wing glosses. I don't think they pay attention to them much, but I like these. I like these a lot. And the blushes were really good too. I owned one of the blushes and it expired, so it went bye-bye. But this is definitely a great highlighter, and I think you wouldn't be disappointed in purchasing it and having it in your collection. Not just for like a little set piece, but for actual makeup usage. And those are all the items that I recommend as just, you know, going back through my collection and seeing what I have that I feel like no one talks about. These are underrated in my opinion. And if you were interested, these are ones I definitely recommend, because they wouldn't be in my collection if I didn't like them a little bit. Just a little bit. Gotta like them a little bit, you know. But they just make my heart soar a little bit, and I feel really good after playing with them. But that is it for today. Make sure to check me out on Instagram. It is CAPT_IVATING_makeup. So captivating makeup, 2 underscores. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know about some of your underrated makeup. What do you feel like people don't talk about enough that need to be heard, need to be seen? All right. I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.